does not go in. Zon is going to jump it onto Vera. They miss the Q coming out from Lee Sin there, but that's a little bit of a surprise coming out from the Azubu Taipei snipers. A little bit different of a level 1 engage coming out there, but now they will be able to take away this red buff if you do see that lone melee minion wants to join in the fight.
So Zonda will go ahead and use that teleport to move back into the top lane. Doesn't want to lose out too much from. And Vince, he should be able to get that successful counter jungle to take out the red buff for himself. So we will see that parallel jungle coming in, and I almost broke into the cold sweat for Verde. You know, he was so close to moving into the brush, and we almost saw the second kill for Taipei Snipers on the repeat player as well. So at least for him, that didn't happen. So thank goodness.
Thankfully, decided not to make the same mistake twice. If we do see wins, he's gonna run straight to his red buff. It looks like, and we saw right there, Windalika decided not to go straight for Wind's red buff. Instead, went for the counter onto the race, and thus he's not going to be able to pick up a double buff start. Will only be able to pick up his blue buff. However, with that counter jungle, he should be able to stay relatively even with Winds early on and still scale to that level 6 powerhouse that Amumu really is.
Yeah, so I like the movement for Taipei Snipers. They recognize that on paper, it's going to be quite difficult for them to get hard initiates off against iSG with their team composition. So they really need to build the early game advantages, which is what they were doing. They got the first blood onto Vera, gave that kill over to God JJ, who is running the clan, by the way, and then let Wins do that counter jungle and then run immediately back into his own red buff so that parallel jungle is not going to happen.
But we have Oreo, Mr. PC breakdown, and Shinya in the mid lane. Shinya, we've been seeing him on Gragas quite a bit. He's also mentioned a few times that if he can't play as Gragas, he still has his Orianna to fall back on, which I haven't seen being played just yet. I have not seen personally, but
I think today, he was played one against Psycho Joker, I believe.
Today he'll be on Lulu in the mid lane, something a little bit new for him. He's more used to playing those initiation AP mid laners such as Gragas and Orianna. Lulu's a little bit of a different play style, but however, with the changes to the way her utility scales, she's made it an incredibly common pick throughout the different regions for the mid lane. It's a little bit strange. We've started seeing Annie as a support and Lulu as a mid lane AP mage.
Yeah, I think those are the changes that the new season brings out for us, and you might see Vera getting caught out in trouble with the expunge popping down. He will take a whole lot of damage from the damage over time, but at least he has that Doran shield to sustain himself back up. And you look at the differences in items now, at least for Awe, he will have that relic shield to get some extra gold, and
Windalika uses the bandage toss, finds Wins at his Wraith Cannon. He's going to take a lot of damage from the full combo coming out from the Blind Monk there, but he is fairly tanky. He's not going to be able to be taken out without a fight here. Windalika's taking a lot of damage once again from Lee Sin. Was not able to see if the Wraith got sold, but Shin is going to join in for the fun here. Win takes a lot of damage coming out from that lose support. There goes the explosive minefield along with some bouncing bombs from Mr. PC breakdown, and that will be the end of that counter jungle excursion coming out from the Blind Monk there.
Yeah, so Win's really capitalizing on the early game strengths, and he really wants to shut down Windalika pre-level 6, because when Windalika hits 6, that will be the power spike for him with the curse of the set mummy to lock people down. And meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, I think Crazy Pine is doing pretty well for himself. He has a slight CS lead over God JJ. So I think for TPA BB, he has played that Twitch once down in the bottom lane, and he had a dominating performance. I think for God JJ, he wants to replicate that, but so far he has to be very cautious in this laning phase, because you don't exactly have that kind of mobility. Yes, you do have that stealth in your advantage, but you don't have that kind of mobility that Silver provides to the team.
So we've seen this quite a few times in the Greener Premier League, where they put Mouth by as a support, and Malphite's out in the bottom lane, even before level 6, he's just unable to be taken down by conventional means in that bottom lane. It's quite hard to harass him out of lane, and he provides a ton of harass himself. Wins. He's waiting for the right chance to jump in onto Shinya here. Will he go for it?
So might be a dangerous moment.
He probably is. Here comes the Mega Inferno Bomb, and the last auto attack for Wins will be more than enough. Fantastically coordinated, coming in from the mid lane and the jungler for Azubu Taipei. Now GodJ is being jumped on by Mr. Cherishmore here, taking a lot of damage from that Leona support. They return a lot of damage down onto GodJ and Awe himself. However, actually will still come out on top of that. There's a flash set at play with the boomerang, and the Ignite will get popped on the GodJ. Fantastic mechanical maneuver coming in from an iSG here.
Exactly that.
What a play.
And that is the exact advantage that Leona has over Malphite, because you don't have to rely from that level 6 initiate. What am I saying? So at least in the mid lane, I think that it was a great chance for both Wins and Oriel to capitalize on that, because Oriel now, you know, he hit that level 6 first, whereas Shinya was at level 5, so he doesn't have that raw growth to protect himself. And you know, that dive from Wins was a very clean gank as well, so stacking that damage all together. And because that Oriel, he didn't pick up the kill, but he will have that assist, so he will have the additional amplifying too to face up against Shinya.
Look at this coming out from Windaleka in the jungle. He's not afraid to head into Wind's into Wind's jungle as a Mumu against a Lee Sin and take away a few camps for himself. However, Wind has the timer on this red buff, has timed it perfectly to try and take this one down. Sivir and Leona might try to stop this though. They're taking away double goals. I know instead Winds will be able to pick this one up for free and hit level 6 off of that as well. So despite Windaleka doing the best he can to be a man, so to speak, and go into the jungle of Winds, he's still getting his buffs counter jungle, but he's still staying even in terms of experience and also ahead in terms of minion score against Winds.
I think that's because of the fact that Windaleka, his playstyle is that he likes to farm out, get a few items in first before fully committing to team fights. And when you are playing Amu, I think that's a great champion to kind of complement that, because you don't really have a lot of strength early game, but once you get that few tanky items in, you know, he's going for that Finnish Codex, he might even scale into AP, then, you know, he will have a bigger impact, but meanwhile, he is coming up to the top lane.
Zonda has to be really careful here. BBTY looks like it wants to jump. There goes the Dragon's Tide. Will actually miss an airball that one for another field goal. The Green Premier League tonight. Vanish Toss will miss as it is flashed away by Zonda there. A night burn from iSG as well. So we're able to burn a summoner away from that gang. However, BBTY missing that Dragon's Descent. Not ideal for him up in that top lane.
I think some miscoordinations from Windaleka BBTY, but at the very least, they took away the flash, but Ignite was used by BBTY just to stop that sustain from Citizen as well.
Because on the hunt, Bear pops the ultimate there, cleanse from GodJJ. Boomerang Blade will take GodJJ down for an incredibly low amount of health. Here comes the teleport though. Mega Inferno Bomb will hit onto Pharaoh. Zonda is in for this fight as well. Will we see Neil's Humble Force? There goes the knockback coming in from the snowman there. Vera definitely doesn't want to build a snowman tonight, as he will get taken down by GodJJ in the back line. Good counter gank coming in from Azubu Taipei snipers. They should go for a dragon pickup here. However, BBTY has all the time in the world to shove this top lane tower.
Exactly that, and Chevrolet can be a very fast pusher as well, so Taipei snipers, just like you mentioned, they are going for the dragon, but if BBTY takes up the top lane tower, I would say that the advantage would still go back to iSG favors in their favor, because it would open up the map slightly, and early game dragons, they aren't exactly worth that much gold.
The top lane tower will be taken down by BTY here. I'll be very surprised if he's not able to take it down successfully. We saw on the bottom lane there, right away, Vera's gone for a pink ward pickup. As soon as God JJ saw On the Hunt being used, instantly used that invisibility skill coming from Twitch to try and negate a lot of damage coming in from Vera and Crazy Pine down in this bottom lane. Look at the minion score difference. This is not something we see for God JJ at all usually. Actually, no. What am I raving on about? I just realized Tyron's Brace will be giving God JJ that minion score difference. So it's quite even down in this bottom lane.
Yeah, but we do see Vera really committing to the vision wall advantage because he has gone for the early trade-off to get that Oracle's lens early. Sweeping lens early so that he can see exactly where God JJ is and investing that pink ward as well. So we will see Vera actually investing in that.
If I'm not mistaken, we are playing on the 4.3 patch, so this actually, Tyron's Brace, is already accounted for in God JJ's minion score. So it is Crazy Pine defeating God JJ in a sense in terms of minion score down on this bottom lane. He is 25 minions ahead of God JJ, although God JJ was able to pick up first blood and a return kill onto Bear down the bottom lane. So iSG have been playing this bottom lane fairly effectively.
Yeah, so they will be the duo to look out for because if you look at Shinya, he's kind of struggling against Oriel, has that 20 CS deficit, and of course Oriel having that 2 assists as well with the roaming potential. So,
Shinya gets caught up, but Wins is in a terrible position. Cursed up the Sand Mummy will be the kick away from Wins into the shield. Will it not be enough? Yes, it will. iSG Shinya will pick up the kill into Wins, who was wandering way too far into iSG jungle. Wrong jungle, bro. Wrong jungle.
Yeah, I think Wins really he really overcommitted to that counter jungling attempt, and Shinya, just as I was saying, he was beaten down a bit in the mid lane. Now with that kill secure on his end, he should be able to come back slightly into this one, get some more items stacked up on his end, and you know, he will be happy that he found that kill onto Wins, and that will stop the momentum from Wins as well, you know. Because of that, we now do see that Widowmaker is one level ahead of Wins. So this will be a key play, a key misplay, I would say, from Taipei Snipers.
Look again, taking a cut real. Here comes the Mega Thunderbolt. Ooh, will not be enough. Despite the shield coming from Shinya, still would have lived quite a bit of health there. Widowmaker really showing that he understands his champion's damage and health incredibly well. We see once again Crazy Pine comes back to the lane. God JJ is still having a tough time in this lane against Leona Silver, despite having what is considered one of the strongest supports here in the Green Premier League, the Malphite support, who I'm not mistaken. That's a support champion, has 100% win rate.
Yeah, because of HQ Esports.
Because of HQ Esports Club, that
because
picked him up every game.
100% win rate, so that would just easily translate into 100% support win rate. And Wins now, he wanted to go for the counter jungle, but this time, Insidious Gaming, they will support the jungler here, so Widowmaker will finally see his red buff for the first time.
BBCY did a good job picking up that top tower earlier when TPS went for that mega counter gank down on the bottom lane. Has stayed relatively far ahead of, in terms of minion score, ahead of Dr. Muno, especially since he's picked up the build Water Cutlass building into the Blade of the Rune Kings. Wins. Will he be able to pick up this build? He does get it, but what price? Here comes the Dragon Descent onto Oriel. Mr. Computer, your computer should shut down now as you get decimated by Lou in the mid lane. Now Wins really is in the wrong jungle. He's trying to go back with that palm tree. Widowmaker should spot him out here. One auto attack will cancel it. He will actually get spotted. Has to take up to this ward. BTY is going to jump in onto him. Misses the bandage toss. So there's the ignite. There's the bite coming up. The kick will knock him back. But Wins going to take it out. One more tick will beat up. It won't be. There goes the E coming from BTY. Will not be enough. The flash E. He should have used that earlier on.
So close, and meanwhile down the bottom lane.
Awe getting jumped on by Vera here. He will put a lot of damage down onto that rock in the bottom lane as GodJJ tries to return some damage onto the crazy final. There goes the Sand Mummy. Window fast these chances against this Dr. Mundo up in the top lane. Wynn's gonna jump again. He won't miss his Resident Evil strike. Sonic Wave, sorry. After dashing in over to Zondo. Window just casually flashes that to the side, and I don't believe what I'm seeing. I actually are really putting up a great fight against Taipei snipers here.
Yeah, so you know, in the jungle, in the blue buff area where we saw Oru get picked off, and great flanking maneuver from BBTY to use that Dragon's Descent to lock him down as well. That eventually translated the kill for Shinya, so he's slowly building himself back up, and he is now, I believe he's ahead of goal just because of the fact that he got those 2 kills in his pockets, and I think Window Liquor now moving into the top lane. That very close attempt, that very close kill onto Wins is going to affect the gameplay so far. But because of that, iSG, they will tie up the goal score now. And I think this is a very comfortable position for them to be in, because if you remember the last time, you know, TPS, once it hit a certain stage, they were able to get the goal advantage on their own end, and eventually that was what cost iSG their victory. But we have to remember though, iSG, they do have some small problems when it comes to closing out games, but
here comes the solo of their GodJJ. Cleanses that instantly as Shinya comes down. Wow. Rotating gank, and GodJJ's been on point with those cleanses, but as we were talking about before, this is the 4.3 patch, so Targon's Brace and Face in the Mountain is already being accounted for in GodJJ's minion score, and he's still 30 minions behind Silver in the bottom lane right now, played by Crazy Pine.
Yeah, so that's going to be an issue later, but Taipei snipers, if they play their cards right, they could still get that limiting artillery, that's that Twitch back into play here. But I have to say, if they don't get this early game advantage down for themselves, then iSG will eventually outkill them. But they are going to go for the dragon because they have the timer, and iSG, they are nowhere around the area to contest it.
Absolutely not in the position to contest this. So this is unlike Azubu Taipei Assassin's playstyle, where they will be happy to give up dragons and take other objectives such as towers and good team fights. TPS have really been focusing on securing their own buffs and taking away buffs away from Windowlick and the rest of iSG, and also going for these really good dragon plays. So they picked up 2 so far. We saw a teleport coming in from Dr. Mundo for the first one, which was the counter gank at bottom lane, where they were able to pick up a kill onto Vera. They're about 1,000 gold ahead of iSG right now, but iSG have been playing really well this game against Azubu Taipei snipers.
Yeah, but they really need to make sure that they capitalize on their team composition. And I think it's because it's a slight switch up. You might see Taipei.
Here goes the sub, of course, onto Vera. You dodge that Sonic Wave coming in for wins there. Crazy Bite trying to deal as much damage as he can. Solar Flare will be incredibly late coming in from Vera there. I felt like he should have popped that as soon as he flashed away, so that he could get the crowd control off onto the TPS. Will once again create a pick onto the bot lane support for iSG there. Now, that Mega Inferno Bomb will clear out the minions coming from iSG, Windowlicker, and BBTY. They won't be able to push in onto this mid lane tower. Crazy Pine in a little bit of a bad spot
from what we are used to seeing, because in the past, Taipei snipers, they are more objective-driven team. They like to really pick up objectives instead of kills. This time around, they're more bloodthirsty, and I almost feel like this is in preparation to try to fight AZB Esports Club. But in that sense now, I think I should capitalize on that.
Shots. He'll get the wall growth to make him a huge mummy there. Build a snowman with B-Says a real, but Windowlicker wants none of that as he misses his last bouncing bomb. And Shinya will go on a killing spree and pick up that kill against O'Real in the mid lane.
That's right, and a great turn of events. He is still down by 50 CS though, but you know, having all these kills is gonna keep him back into this game.
incredibly well in this bottom lane to deny God JJ and outweigh that incredibly aggressive lane.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
They are 3 kills behind God JJ on Twitch right now. So Windalika will meet wins in the jungle once again, but this time decides he doesn't want to take him head on. Thunder will be able to take down that top lane tower after BBTY decided to go for a one-on-one fight and lost that fight pretty significantly as well.
Yeah, so I like the strategy and the flexibility of the snipers at this point in time. You know, they recognize the fact, okay, they know that it's going to be quite difficult for for Twitch to go up against Silver, so they focus their attention down to the bottom lane. And then they know for a fact that when it comes to kill orientation, it's going to be quite difficult for them to get straight, clean kills against iSG. So they decided to focus on objectives instead. So they picked up 2 dragons prior to this one being taken away from iSG. So that would put them in a slightly more comfortable position. 22 minutes in, 3,000 goal ahead. But I would say when it comes to late game, just because of the fact that Insidious Gaming does have that Azubu pick, they still have better advantages when it comes to late game. So Taipei snipers, they really need to keep and force the pressure up.
They're still 3,000 gold behind the Azubu Taipei snipers right now. That's a significant gold disadvantage in this game. You see the bottom lane. Wow, as you just pointed out there, God JJ's gone for the Yomu's Ghost Blade on his Twitch, so he's really trying to maximize the damage on his spray and pray and get the most efficient use out of it. So we're gonna see Windalika meet Zonda in the jungle there. Sun comes out from very well along with the explosive minefield from from O'Real in the mid lane. On his computer shutdown, so I won't be surprised if this is him as well.
So, in the meanwhile, I'm looking at Awe and his Azubu. It's the same exact build that Green Tea goes for. None of those tanky items, go straight for the Haunting guys, just wants to make that impact count with the Unstoppable Force as the game resumes.
You're exactly right there. So, this Malphite support in the Green and Premier League has been made popular by Green Tea for HQ Esports Club. Has not lost with it yet. Awe looks like he wants to completely replicate his build and playstyle so far. God JJ, despite them having very weak laning phase, they've been contributing to the rest of the team incredibly well so far.
Yeah, it's almost like, just like what I mentioned, Taipei snipers just trying that support Malphite out for themselves, maybe in preparation for the quarterfinal stages, because that is where we see the convergence of Group A going up against Group B. So if they master this support Malphite for themselves, then they eventually could create a strategy to specifically counter our HQ Esports Club. But I have to say, no, for RA here, having some great showing on that Malphite, has that 4 assists down on his belt, and make those unstoppable forces work.
It does look like Zonda's having a little bit of his own technical difficulties halfway through this game, so waiting for him to reconnect, and then once he does, we'll be able to continue with the game between iSG and the Azubu Taipei snipers here. Right now, you can see that iSG, they've been playing very well, but Azubu TPS has just been creating more picks and picking great control over the dragon instead of going for relentless picks and very careless picks. They've been targeting it onto both Vera in the bottom lane, whereby once he gets taken down, there's not much that Crazy Pine can do to follow up, and he's actually 3 of the 6 deaths for iSG right now. 1 going to top lane where Zonda and BBTY dueled it out a one-on-one situation, and 2 going in on Shinya in the mid lane once he got caught out
Oh, hold on.
Window they could get in a lot of trouble. Here comes the mini submarine tactic. Wins will get the sonic wave into resonating strike. Close to the sand money will not be enough. One kill goes down to GPL. Now they want to reinitiate on this one. GPL will flash out of this. Wins taking down incredibly low. 5 on 3 here. Let's see the double kill for the Mega Inferno Bomb going in onto Ziggs in the mid lane. Crazy Pine trying to run away here. Has to dodge the Cleaver. Can't dodge it. In fact, the Cleaver not skinny enough for you, Mr. Crazy Pine, to see the triple kill coming in from the Bomberman here. His computer's definitely faced now because he wouldn't be able to make that play without it.
Yeah, so triple kill for Oriel there, and great opportunistic play there, you know, with 4 men in the jungle, and for Mundo to join the fray as well, so making that 5v3 situation. So I think Taipei Snipers once again being that flexible team to adapt strategies on the fly here. So we do see Taipei Snipers, they secure some more kills for themselves. They will propel the lead to about 6,000 now. We'll see a replay of exactly what happened in the jungle, in the jungle of Insidious Gaming.
So take us through this replay, Chris. What went wrong for iSG here?
Yeah, so Windowlicker just got caught out in a position that was too far away from his teammates, I feel, and BBTO wasn't in the fray as well. So Oriel is going to go ahead and jump into the fray. Crazy Pineapple trying to make some damage. But in the end, it was still Vera jumping into the fray, trying to make God JJ just back away from here. Wins now also kicking Vera back to protect God JJ, and just Oriel here having all the free reign to heal damage. Double kill now for himself, and Crazy Pine is just gonna get slowed down constantly by the Cleavers, and eventually, you know, Oriel was able to pick up the kill for the triple kill.
I feel like that was a huge misplay coming in from iSG there. They had full vision of that entire jungle. They knew everyone except for God JJ was converging in on that location. They should have backed away. After Windowlicker got taken down, he popped Curse of the Sand Bomb, and they could have easily followed up with a Solar Flare into a disengage on the hunt, but instead decided to go in for a 3-on-4 and then eventually a 3-on-5, which turned out horribly for iSG there. Now they're behind about 5,000 gold, a huge disadvantage 25 minutes into the game.
Yeah, so for Taipei Snipers here, they were struggling a little bit in the early game, but so far what has been changing the game for them is the fact that they have been abusing those global movements.
B2, I guess, caught out. Will he get connected with the resonating strike? No, it will not. As Oriel builds a snowman for himself and jumps over the wall to say hi to Mr. Dragon.
Yeah, just like I was saying, you know, Taipei Snipers making full use of the map movement. The first time they used that semi-global presence as well to get that gang down the bomb lane, and that really brought them back into the game to gain that slight advantage. And now with that triple kill in the jungle, they are now significantly elite. So it's going to be quite difficult for iSG to come back from this one. But at least for them, the goal difference is not too big. It's 6,000, but if they get one good engage in, they could still come back to this game.
They still could, and with a team comp like Shyvana, Mumu, and also Lulu with the famous Silver Leona bot lane, I wouldn't be surprised if iSG find a way to come back into this game. Azubu TPS, they are hovering around the Baron pit. BB2 has to be careful. He's gonna get caught out here. Doesn't have his Dragon's Head. We'll have to flash over the small. Expunge will be enough with the true damage and the Mega Inferno Bomb just for safety measures coming from Azubu Taipei Snipers. iSG have just really been caught off guard, especially by this Twitch pick. Despite GodJJ going so far behind in the laning phase, he's been using his invisibility to create so many picks for his team and turn around so many fights so far.
So it does look like it's going to be a free Baron for Taipei Snipers. So it does look like it's going to be rock bottom for Insidious Gaming, giving up that objective again. So with that Baron buff on their end, they could go for picks again, or they could just push down an objective. And I think that's what they will most likely do, because they cannot give too much time for iSG to climb back and farm back up into this one.
iSG, they look strong coming into the game against the Azubu Taipei snipers. However, they've just been really outmaneuvered by Azubu TPS so far. They've been strong in the lanes, however, just being caught way too many times. So many picks have been created by Azubu Taipei snipers, and iSG are just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and never where they need to be when they need to create picks for themselves. They were always split up, whereas Azubu TPS always seem like they're grouped together. I actually want to pick up this dragon. This time a little bit. We'll be able to pick it up incredibly fast as well. They're going for an engage onto Wins. We do see the flash come out from over to get away from that situation, but a lot of damage going down to iSG. Wins going to jump back in here. Zonda's in the back lines of iSG right now, here creating havoc for Crazy Fine BTY. Here comes the Dragon's Head onto that taggy man. Always gonna get the first kill onto Leona. Sorry, as you do see Custom Samami before he goes down. Shinya will be the next kill for TPS here. That's a 4-0 engage. Another triple kill going for the Mad Bomberman. iSG really messed up that dragon fight with that engage there.
It was a very dangerous position for them to try to take the dragon, because they had vision of Zonda down the bomb lane. So Hyper Snipers will go ahead, you know, you can take the dragons, but we are gonna go ahead, go for that pincer maneuver. And you know, while iSG was focusing their efforts down to Zonda, the rest of the teams just collapsed down to them. That opened up the inner turret for them, and
BTY gets kicked back into T. Snowman will knock him back even further. Ignite will be enough to take him down for a real. Picking up another kill in this fight. Both him and God JJ have had a fantastic game so far.
Yeah, so you know, they opened up the map for themselves. They take the inner turret, and now they have the turret as well.
2 inhibitor turrets taken down for Azubu TPS.
Things just went wrong quickly for iSG. So with the super minions now marching to the base, and Hyper Snipers, they don't look like they're on the start.
Arrow's getting taken out with the liquor as well. God JJ's destroying the back line of iSG. Make that front of bomb. Crazy Prime will live with a sliver of health, dodging that last bouncing bomb coming in from the Bomberman. Now Shinya's in a little bit of trouble, gets that effective cleaver to the face. A few more bouncing bombs and the Snowman should be enough. Will not be able to be taken down here, but Azubu Taipei snipers look to close up this game against iSG.
Right, so the first Nexus turret is going to go down with the Baron buff, getting themselves back up.
Desperate fight coming in from iSG here. BBTY in the back lines. Here comes the Wild Crow coming in from Lulu. He's in the back lines himself. Barrier being popped by O'Real now. Shinya will get destroyed. Trying to get into the back line, pick up a sneaky kill for himself. Now Zonda battling it out with Crazy Pioneer. Vera will miss his center blade to join the fray. But this will be game for Azubu TPS, and they will take a clear second place in Group A of the Green Premier League after that match against iSG.
So they were extending